Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Now, you will notice this picture. There's a cat, and this cat looked like it's so surprised. I mean, it's obviously astonished. And I think this cat astonished because she was listening to the Quran and to Muhammad's stories. Today we have another story, which is very funny and very stupid at the same time, and showing us how Islam is nothing but a cult. All of us, we knew that Muslims believe in Adam and Eve, mostly very close to the story we believe in the Bible. But there is details actually is mixed with that story, and those details is from the fictions or legends of people who live before Muhammad. And Muhammad always adopt all fictions and superstitions and dumb stories, and he add them to his Quran. And the purpose was of those things is to get more people to believe in him, because as long as they believe in them already, so it's a good idea to take what they believe and say to them, I believe in it. So I will not struggle to convince them with something new. So let us see what Muhammad said today. I mentioned to you before that Muhammad told his followers that if you don't have a prayer before you have your sex with your wife, Shaitan will be the father of your sons, and he will be the one doing sex to your wife. This is why Muhammad, he said, you have to say this prayer as you see in the front of your eyes. Otherwise, Shaitan is going to share your children with you, which means he will be the real father. So the Prophet said, if any one of you intend to have sexual intercourse with his wives, he should say, Bismillah, Allahumma ahmina wa sajnibna shaytana, blah, 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 blah. You have to say it in Arabic. Remember, if you say it in English, it doesn't work. All right? You have to say it in Arabic. If you say it in English, the power of the magic will not work. So that will keep the Satan away from your wife, and your son will not be the child of Shaitan. And that resemble another verse in the Quran where it says, Allah, he said, وَشَارِكُهُمْ فِي أَوْلَادَهُمْ, which means Allah saying that a Shaitan is going to share with you with your kids. How is that? As you notice here, Muhammad explained how this happened. He speaks specifically about when you do sexual intercourse. You see, this is the Shaitan. He can do the harm when you are having sexual intercourse. This is not something will be done to the child later. This is why the sexual intercourse is mentioned, as you see. And this is why the prayer you have to say before you start sexual intercourse. So now you are in the bedroom, your wife is horny, and you are taking off your clothes, and now she is getting ready, and you start making the prayer, and by the time you finish, she is dead asleep, snoring. Now, obviously, this is a stupid statement from a person who believes in superstition stories, and he is copying what people around him say, the pagan Arab, and sometimes from the fiction of the Jews or the Talmud. So as you see, those stories are all over the Islamic books, and Muslims cannot deny it. But what you don't know yet, that according to Muhammad, Adam and Eve, they were satanic. And Eve, she used to sleep with the devil. Actually, her first son was the son of the devil, and his name is Al-Harith. Which is funny because the Muslims, they believe in Cain and Abel, and yet they have such a story speaking about Eve having a son from the devil. Some Muslims, they say, no, this is not the son of a devil. He was just, the devil did not kill him because she vowed to worship the devil. And where's Adam was at that time? I see. Let us see what happened. Narrated Samura bin Jundab that the Prophet, he said, Samura bin Jundab, that the Prophet, he said, when Hawa became pregnant, Iblis come to her, and her children would not live after birth. Notice with me. So this is a normal women getting pregnant, obviously from Adam. There's no other man there. Iblis, which means Shaitan, Satan, he come to her, and children would not live. So what Shaitan is doing is causing their death. All right, obviously. So he said, name him Abdul Harith. Al Harith is one of the names of Satan for the pagan Arab, the same as the pagan Muslims. So what Abdul Harith mean? The slave of Shaitan. So he said, name him Abdul Harith. Abd al Harith. You know that Muslims, they call themselves Abdullah, etc. Right? You know, uh, this is one of the names of Shaitan, Al Harith. So name him the slave of Al Harith. And look what happened. So she named him Abdul Harith, and he lived. Now, based on this story, either we have to say that Shaitan is God who can do miracles, and Allah can do nothing to save, to survive the children of Eve, and Shaitan is the only one who can control life and death. And the child, as you see here, doesn't say before here, like in this story here, Shaitan did not kill the children of Eve, like in, let us say, by a knife or a sword. No, it says that they die, which means he is causing their death, which means Shaitan, according to Muslims, he have a power of saying B is going to be. He said to the child, die, the child die. You see, Allah, he cannot do that. Allah, he have to send the Muslims to kill you in order to make you die. He cannot say die and they die. So Shaitan is a powerful more than Allah, and he caused the children of Adam, of Eve and Adam to die. And now Shaitan is asking Eve to call him, to call her son the slave, or the Abdul of Shaitan. And as you see here, obviously Adam, he have no problem with this, because you know how Eve, she can call him the name without her husband, you know. So she named him Abdul Harith, and then he lived. So the first son of Eve and Adam was the son of the devil, and he was a satanic person. And based on this story, Adam and Eve, both of them, they are satanic, and they worship the devil, for they accept to call him Abd al-Harith, which means the slave, the one who worship Shaitan. Now those stories obviously expose the stupidity of the one who reported the story, regardless if it is Muhammad or anyone else, because as you see here, the one who said that is the prophet. Now the Muslim, they will say to you, this hadith is da'if. The fact this hadith is Hassan, in the website here they list him as da'if. However, da'if still is accepted, just to let you know. Da'if is accepted. You know, just to make it simple, you can go right now to YouTube and search for you know, I always ask people to do that, because this guy is a Muslim and he didn't work for a Christian prince, obviously, and he's a Muslim sheikh, and the Muslim, they invite him to their TV stations to teach about Islam. So you can go right now and search for this. Let me show you. All right, here we go. All those videos in the front of your eyes, let me show you, is about Sheikh Hamza speaking about Da'if hadith. It passed. So the Muslims, in order to run away from any story, right away they say it is da'if. But da'if, even the da'if one is good. I wish I can play the video for you, but you know, the Muslims, they will claim copyright over something even they don't own, because this video belonged to the one who was speaking there. However, the only way for Muslim to escape the disasters which mentioned by the mouth of Muhammad is to say to you it is da'if. But the second they say da'if, they just got their prophet busted, for this is an accepted hadith, and it is not. What kind of religion believe in such a garbage? That Adam and Eve, their first son, his name was Al-Harith, and he was the slave of Shaitan. And Adam and Eve themselves, by accepting to do so, that's mean they are accepting Satan as their God. Think about it. And if you are Abdul, you better think twice before you believe that Muhammad was not a madman. Thank you for watching, and with more videos to come very soon. God bless, and see you soon again. Bye-bye.